Good morning, everyone. How are you? Welcome to Just Be Yoga, and I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga, and this is our home yoga practice live, our last home yoga practice on a Tuesday out of 2020. And if you're new to home yoga practice, welcome, come on in. This is something that's been developing over this year of how to develop a home yoga practice, because of the circumstances that kind of made us all have to come within and be in this virtual kind of way. And oftentimes we can end up on our mat and just go, what do I do? Or maybe we don't end up on the mat at all. So if you're new, please come on in, feel comfortable. Don't feel like, oh my goodness, they're sitting. I don't know, this may not be for me. Give it a shot if you don't mind. What we do on Tuesdays, and I'm trying to get back to that a little bit here. Number one, Tuesdays will be the only day that will be live on Facebook as well as YouTube. Then on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, catch us on our YouTube channel on our live stream. But today is the day where we set the theme. Like, what am I working in my practice this week? And I wanted to return to the 8 limbs as a nice little primer for folks, so that we kind of wrap out this year the way we started. And that is coming up with a plan, okay? So the first thing is making a practice plan, deciding what is it that I want to practice this week. Now, many of you are using me as a bit of a guide, and so I kind of pull a rabbit out of the hat and say, here's what we'll talk about this week. And so this week it's going to be a term called Saucha, S-A-U-C-H-A. Hold the phone. I'm going to get back to that in a minute. But we make a practice plan, and then what? Okay, then we set down, how much time do I actually have? And let's be honest about it. How often am I going to be able to practice this week? And then what's the duration of that time? You know, do I have 10 minutes? Could you commit 10 minutes to yourself and just see it that way? Or am I going to do it, 10 minutes a day for a whole week, 2 weeks, 10 weeks, whatever? You can make your plan, set it. It's yours, right? And you're not depending on someone else telling you what to do. After that, what's the thing to do? Do the thing. And observe, okay? So we're going to talk about Saucha a little bit philosophically in a moment, and then we're going to talk about postures and different other kinds of practices that can help you touch into Saucha, and then we observe, though. That's a key element of our practice. Not just come, do the thing, then roll up your mat and go back to all the busyness and craziness of the regular world, okay? So we make a plan, we set the amount of time, and then we do the thing and we observe. And that observation is reflection, meditation, and journaling. But the journaling is key, because then you get to look back and see, what did I notice? Because if we rely just up here in the gray matter between our 2 ears, sometimes we don't remember things accurately. All right, so then after we observe, we also, within that whole context, seek some guidance. And I put that after the observe, okay? Because I can look at what I've observed and I go, what did that mean? Does that usually happen? Is that feeling okay? Or, am I really getting stronger here? And that's where then you can take whatever it is that you've observed to someone, a guide, a teacher, a guru of some sort, whether it's a book, a reference material. Try to keep it consistent, but you do need to seek guidance on this journey, all right? And, if that's me, great, that's awesome. If it's not me, great, that's awesome. Choose someone, stick with it. Don't just go to the person who's saying the thing you like today, right? Let's try to stick with it and accept anything that they might say that might feel like, I don't want to sit in that chair pose anymore. And maybe you want to maybe look at where your resistance is inside of that. All right, we're not going to do a bunch of chair pose if that started to freak you out. Okay, so good morning, and what is yoga? All right, so for those of you who have been joining all along, I would love to kind of pick your brains here a little bit. Hey, good morning, Carla, here are these 8 limbs, and does anybody remember what they are? So feel free to type in at all, if you know what some of these are. But here are the 8 limbs of what yoga is. Yoga is not just doing a pose, twisting yourself, grunting, or making yourself into some amazing Instagram moment. All right. That would be asana, or the postures. But that isn't all of yoga. All right. So all of yoga is the yamas and the niyamas. I like to call it the do nots and the do's. Okay, so the things to not do and the things to do. We're going to talk about that a little bit more in a minute. Asana, the yoga poses, finding a comfortable seat in our physical bodies. All right. And that's what a lot of us are here for, because our physical bodies, we're tending to get all crunched up, and we do those movements and we feel a little bit more comfortable in our bodies the next day. Maybe you're coming here for something specific, some back pain, something that is saying, I am not comfortable in your body. All right. But I'm just trying to give you the whole context here. Then pranayama, our breath practices, feeling comfortable in the breath that we're in. And I want to share something. Remind me, Carla, I'm dubbing you it. Remind me if I don't tell you guys about our friend who has COVID, who said to tell you guys something about these breath practices and how it can save your life with the COVID. All right. And then pratyahara, withdrawing from our senses. And first, we have to become aware of our reliance or our dependence or our desire space in our senses. I know I have been way up into the taste buds of late when it comes to the sense of taste, because I've been eating way too many cookies. This holiday season is just like nom, 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 nom. So then I get to withdraw from it and say, I've become overly reliant, overly dependent, overly addicted, obsessive behavior in that taste space. But we can do it in a scent space, olfactory, things that we like to smell, things that we don't. Touch space, right? Where we like to be touched, how we like to be touched. Are we touch fanatics? Some of us are touch deprived. Me, right? It's been like the COVID. I live alone, and so I touch a dog. Sight, hearing, all that kind of stuff. The people who can't stand silence. Right. So when we withdraw from sound and noticing like, ooh, what does that do to me? There's no difference in coming into that discomfort than sitting in a chair for an hour. Well, there is, but all righty. And then dharana and dhyana and samadhi, focus, meditation, and unifying it all. So those are all 8 branches out of this tree of yoga, right? These are all of the components of yoga. Today, we're going to talk about an element in the second branch, and that is our niyamas, the things to do, Saucha. All right, so I'm going to take this banner down, and I'm going to take a peek at what Carla gave us, and first put up Saucha. All right, Carla says, been mentally working on the not hoarding, and thinking about the types of hoarding we all do sometimes. Toilet paper attention. Love it, Carla. Thank you. I'm going to share that with everybody for folks who may not have been able to read that. Great. Thank you so much for sharing that. It takes so much vulnerability and open and honesty to be able to share where we are in our practice. And what Carla is mentioning is aparigraha, and that is non-hoarding in the very first limb of yoga, the yamas, the do nots. So we want to not hoard, not accumulate a whole bunch of stuff. It's really interesting to look at that in the context of what we avoid as well. So thank you for that. I want to just echo in on that, Carla, a little bit. I kind of turned a little bit into a stocking up hoarder at home as well. And I was looking at my cupboards recently and going, I told myself I'm out of something. And I wasn't. It was just almost all the way dwindling down. But I had it set in my mind that, like, red alert, going to be out of capers. Like, but that is not an urgent emergency, Belinda, right? And it was like, am I getting into hoarding on the capers? It wasn't capers. I think it was olives or something like that. But it's really interesting to look at where I can start to feel a scarcity and feel as though there's a lack or a want inside of myself. And there are deeper layers that we can take this. All right. Good morning, Stephanie. Woo. All right. So let's yap a little bit about Saucha, or purity and cleansing, and how important that can be toward this end of the year. I am speaking a little fast because I know that some people, I see numbers that are popping in and out on this live stream. And while I do want to have people want to hang out, I know that sometimes people just like, they're not doing any yoga. It's like, oh shoot, I lost them. Come on back. We're gonna get to some movement in a minute in the context of Saucha. So Saucha is in the second limb, and the second limb are the things to do. And Saucha is one of the first ones. So can we think about like the things that we want to do in our lives so that we can apply ourselves in our practices? And purity and cleansing and detoxifying is key. Let's just stay with the physical body element. Number one, How do you prepare your body before you come for asana? Do you mindfully cleanse the body? Don't over perfume it. How did you cleanse the body? Did you do exfoliation or a body scrubbing or just a dry brushing, which might be a nice way to stimulate this organ, the skin, which I know I don't think enough on how I treat it as an organ and how it helps complement and keep the balance in the rest of the functions in my body, right? Once my skin is healthy, I can breathe a lot better through this organ itself. It helps with my digestion. It helps stimulate the endocrine system, so many things. So how you cleanse this orifice, how you're cleansing your mouth, your tongue, and how it stimulates you and awakens even our sense of taste and our sense of smell. So if we can cleanse those areas to get ready for our practices, then we can really have a more vibrant existence in your pratyahara practice, your sense withdrawal practice, or even your pranayama practice, your breath practice. So that's a physical basics just right there. You can, of course, cleanse the ear orifices, cleanse your body overall, or ablute, just doing a basic ablution to prepare yourself for practice. Now, what about the inside of us? All right. And we're not going to go into the depths of how many ways that you can purify your insides. Yes, fasting can be a part of that. Please don't do anything extreme. You can just think about, okay, how did I break my fast this morning? How did I prepare myself, my innards, before I even move? So trying not to eat an hour before class, maybe have something astringent and cleansing. Lemon water might be just enough, or an unsweetened tea so that you're not making the body have to do too many processes inside. I do like my organs to be kind of empty when I'm moving so that they can move more freely. Think about it. Our organs are like ready, set, go, doing a lot of processes when we put food in there. It's like, oh, it's got to now be doing this work. And so it's like trying to break down that bagel. It's trying to break down that cream cheese. It's like, so many cellular functions are going. And then all of a sudden you're like, and stand on one leg and bring your arm over here and do that. And your body might be like, wait, hold up. Wait a minute. All we've been doing is like looking at a phone for the last 20 hours. And now you want us to do all of this. So you might want to give your body a break and be pure and cleansed for your practice. Lastly, and again, this is Belinda doing a breezy little drive-by. Please chime in if there's anything you have a question about Saucha or purity. Either now, we can talk about it now, or I'll circle back at the end of our practice today to wrap up a little bit about Saucha. But mentally, right? Purity, cleansing, detoxifying. I'm going to take a breath because, wow, I got some toxic thoughts. I got toxic thoughts about this year. I have toxic thoughts about how I wake up and greet a day nowadays. Like, do I have to, when is this going to be over? Right? And how do I lighten myself and how that helps my whole demeanor, my whole overall health by detoxifying myself of negative or toxic thoughts, cleansing myself of the words that I speak. Do I constantly say something negative, but I mean something different? And I go, well, that isn't really what I meant. All right. That's a great way to start to bring Saucha into your life and say, how do I merge them and walk as one in my life and not have my words be divergent from my intention? Or I speak one thing, but I'm really mean in my heart. How do I bring those two together and bring some cleansing and some clearing? So there can be some kind of affirming meditations to keep ourselves right in our head and our heart. Maybe we need to purify, let out some of those. Yep, let's be honest. And let's like spit out some, call them negative words, but maybe they're angry words. I'm pissed at. Go out in the woods and scream it out with intention. Like, I need to let this out of me. And I don't want it to go flying at the wrong person, right? You don't want to Gatling gun your friends with your, bits and pieces that are toxic. And like, all of a sudden it's like, oh, shoot, let me peel some of that toxic off of you. I didn't mean to hit you with that. Okay. So let's bring mindfulness to it and not bring that toxicity into the rest of our being, and acknowledging, that mindset is affecting my back. It is affecting my way of breathing. And that brings us all the way around into that samadhi, that unifying of yoga. Because we're not here to bend, twist, arm balance our way into health, right? We need it all. So we need to bring that intention, then the body, into the breath, and let them all work together with the mind. and then look at our senses. Okay, that's Belinda's quick breathe through on purity, cleansing, detoxifying. We're going to work various poses today and breath practices toward cleansing and detoxifying, because who doesn't need some detoxifying after this year, or maybe just after Christmas, right? I don't remember what I said about my cookies. So we are going to do that, and as we get ready, we're going to do a sit space, maybe let some of that seep in. Okay, so maybe just about a 1 or 2 minute quiet meditation. I'm going to switch camera so that we back it up here and get ready for that. Thank you all for joining. And remember, if you have any questions or thoughts about Saucha, purity, cleansing, detoxifying, please chime them in here, and then we will Sarah, good morning. I love it. I'm going to show it off. I don't want to Gatling gun my friends either with your toxicity, not with anything really. Well, we can Gatling gun our friends with love. Is there a way to do that non-harmfully? I gotta ponder on that. All right, I'll start pondering, and we will get ready for a sit space. Thank you all so much for joining this morning for some Saucha, purity, detoxifying in our home yoga practice. Okay, make yourselves comfortable in a way of sitting that works for you. You don't have to be sitting cross-legged. Maybe you want to have your legs out wide or straight. Actually, I think I'm going to straighten my legs. I've been sitting cross-legged quite a bit, and my knees are feeling a little aggravated from that. We'll arrive in a sitting space in whatever's your home environment. Let's let a few breaths come in, eyes open or closed. Just start to bring your intention genuinely into your being as you are right now. Let's not even think about what it is we want out of our practice. Let's just be here and practice the here and now. What is the physical body saying? The front of my chest is feeling a little heavy and tight. My legs are starting to feel a little relief because I'm not cross-legged. My eyelids are feeling a little heavy. I haven't slept very well lately, so they feel a little like that puffiness. So I'm just doing a little check-in, and I'm sharing it so that maybe if it helps you kind of, oh, what does checking in mean? You can also just scan through the toes all the way up through the legs. And just feel. Notice what it is that you're feeling about it. What are the qualities? And invite ourselves to come into our mat space, our yoga practice today, for cleansing. A letting go and an inviting in of something fresh and new, and we don't get to say what that is. Maybe later today, it'll surprise you and go, oh, that's that bit of new that I invited in, that breath of fresh air, that fresh thought, that fresh feeling. So let's take a moment then, quiet, reflecting on Saucha, or purity, cleansing. Wonderful. We'll invite us to bring our hands to our bellies, wherever you are. And maybe just let the belly expand empty as you breathe in. and breathe out. And just feel this in and out pattern. Your body doing the functioning of aerating and ventilating. Feel the freshness of that new, fresh breath. And feel all that your cellular structure is removing in the exhale. If you need to think scientifically, cool, so carbon dioxide and all that kind of stuff. Just be present with it as a function. Oh, shoot. I had assigned Carla. Sorry, I had put Carla on there as on the spot, but I just reminded myself. All right. So some of you know that we have a family member from Just Be Yoga that I've been helping with and asking for prayers with, who's been trying to fight the good fight with COVID. And she sent me a text yesterday and said, just please remind everybody at Just Be Yoga to pay attention to every breath practice, because we need it when we have to do this big fight. And you can't start to practice it in the middle of the fight with the COVID. We got to start to exercise the capacity and strength of our lungs now. So I was really humbled and grateful that they were able to lean on those practices, even as they were struggling with the oxygen levels. So let's breathe in and let that belly expand out and feel capacity to bring in something new, and breathe out and really press out. Feel until you can exhaust pressing out, asking your lungs to evict what is no longer serving us, and then breathe in and breathe out. Wonderful. Okay, we're going to do a different breath practice a little bit later, but I did want to recall that. All right, so I'm just going to take my hands here and grab my upper arm and ring and twist and ring this upper arm all the way through the forearm. So we're kind of sloughing some of the skin around the muscles, waking up the fascia that is underneath of the skin, all right? And waking up some of our circulatory process, our endocrine process, and then the other side. Just notice the tingling feeling that we're getting as we start to detoxify and cleanse. Literally ringing, twisting is a wonderful way to bring in that detoxifying, that cleansing aspect in our practice. So we're literally wringing out the fibers of our tissues. And then let's shake that out and breathe in, feeling that capacity. Exhale over to whatever side you want. Let's take a breath or two here. As you feel the fibers in your muscular structure on the side of the body stretching. Now really find that abdominal breath here as we ventilate and aerate on this side. Breathe in, feel your rib cage expanding. Exhale over to the other side. Maybe stick with whatever came to you in our quiet meditative space. Where you are, why are you here? What is it that you're wishing to cleanse in your body, in your mind, with your breath? Breathing in and exhale the arms out to the sides and this flex and point, working the fibers in the muscles in those forearms. Feel the bones in your wrists. Now wrist rotations, abdominal breath. Maybe envision your rib cage expanding with that breath. Capacity and possibility. Good. We'll open these arms into this goalpost shape and then open them as wide as you can and exhale elbows in round the spine. Inhale, stretch the throat. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale as we move the issues in our tissues, seeing this as an inner massage, an inner scrubbing or cleansing. Feel each vertebrae in your spine, what wants to move, what doesn't want to move. Lubrication. Maybe start to keep the throat wide open. Make sure that the jaw isn't clenched. Space makes room for that new to come in and that old to go out. So clenching doesn't give us the space, spaciousness. Relax the tongue, relax the throat. Maybe you're feeling your salivation. Good, I'm going to release the arms and start a few neck rotations. And try to visualize different ligaments and different lengths of muscle that you're feeling that are taut or tense. Loosen. Don't go aggressive with your bending and flexing and rounding. Change direction. Beautiful. We'll bring the hands together. Rub them vigorously. Get a nice good heat onto it. And we'll lightly cup those warm palms over the eyes. Coming into a little bit of pratyahara here, feeling the darkness. Maybe your forehead and your eyes are happy from so much intense looking at screens. Cleansing and detoxifying also just can be taking a break. Now we'll take the fingertips and just gently massage the eyeballs, maybe the eyebrows or the temples. You choose what's calling to you for some attention. And then we'll rub the hands again vigorously. Nice heat. And then bring it around the throat. Let's feel that warmth. We're going to take a breath in, and on the exhale, protrude the tongue. Breathe in. If you want to add crossing the eyeballs, go ahead. It's called Simhasana, lion's breath. Breathe in. Remember what I said about fully inhaling and fully expressing the exhale. Good. Nice. I'm going to bring my hands to my elbows, shoulders, and do some shoulder rotations, working the neck and throat as we're going. Changing direction. What's changing? Can you feel a more freedom as the body is moving and warming up, becoming more accepting of these new ranges? And incrementally making our way. Please be sure that you're not forcing your body. Good. I'm going to shake those arms one more time and vigorously. All right, I'm going to bring that to the heart. And then a single Om if you wish. Just feel the vibration in your chest and in your hand. We're often told to remember that the Om isn't singing, but if that's the way that you need to get it going, great. We are just clearing our throat, literally. All right, we're going to rub one more time. And actually, I'm going to invite this one for us to do lying down. Nice and warm. Now get the belly to be nice and relaxed, and we'll bring the palms to the belly. Make sure you're not tightening your tummy muscles. And we're going to massage our own tummies, okay? Maybe just start on one side, trace around the ribs, and then kind of poke around in there as softly and easily as you can. Try to relax your muscles so that you can start to massage your organs. Feel the organs. Now you can see here why it's kind of crucial that you will not have eaten a ton before you do this, because it cannot be comfortable, right? Your tummy is trying to process all of what you've given it to do. It doesn't want you poking around in there. But here we're going to massage, feel, move, cleanse, ask those processes. How are you doing? Come down into the low abdomen as close to your genitalia or your pubic bones as you can. Try to relax those low abs, working some of the not the colon, we can't get down that deep, but into the intestines. Breathe. Give some attention to your liver. Notice if anything is feeling sensitive. Now, I like to come up toward my sternum, so that's that V where the where my solar plexus, the V, where the rib cage comes right up and meets at the breastbone, and massage there. It might feel tense. I'm going to do some circles here. Change direction. Sometimes it can feel really intense. Be nice. Good. And then let's release the arms, lengthen the legs, and we're just going to vibrate the legs. Again, a lot of vibration, literally shaking our own rug. And let's breathe in and reach the arms up, and then walk the legs over to the right, upper body over to the right. Feel the difference in this side bend, lying down. Feel your physical body releasing to gravity, getting to let go on its own. And then we'll come on over to center. Let's nice big stretch. Make room. Remember what I said about space? When we have space, we can let new in, and space lets us let stuff out. And exhale, draw the knees in toward the chest. And that's a nice kind of bilging of the pump, a nice pumping, a compression of our organs. If you want to lift the forehead too, you can. You choose how intense you want this to be. Breathe in and reach. Spaciousness. Where can you feel the space? I'm working each leg individually so I can feel it in my hips, my thighs. Maybe you're feeling it in your waist. Try not to have a lot of shrugging tension in the shoulders. And then exhale, bring the knees into the chest. And then let's reach. Big space. Take up some space. Don't care what anything looks like. Let's just linger on that for a moment, not caring what anything looks like. It's a good opportunity to reflect on any toxic thoughts that we have about us in our bodies and how we think things look, how we think we look. Use your breath to let out those negative thoughts. Maybe speak something out loud. Sloppy. Sometimes I feel like I feel and look sloppy. Just letting out the toxic thought. And I'm going to walk my legs over to the other side, upper body over to the left as well. Feeling that. Always feel free to make a sound if you wish, recognizing it's a great way to cleanse from the mind through the voice and combine in using our lungs. Knowing that the more that we work our lungs, that our lungs help us speak our truth and to release and let out any of the toxic voice that we're holding in or that we're airing out too much of. Letting it go. And then I'll come on back to center. Breathe in, reach, nice big stretch. Exhale, forehead to the knees, pulling the knees in, letting the chest down. I'm going to let the knees fall over to the left. Try to relax your organs here and feel the abdominal breath. Your lungs working around your organs, relaxing the diaphragm. So when you breathe in, feel the breath pushing and smooshing your organs around in this twist. Help your processes. Thank your body for their processes to help purify you and keep you in as clean and as healthy of a state as you can be. And then coming back to center and over to the other side. Feel your mind and your spirit working together with your body for these functions. So we're in it together. Right? The mind not at war with the body. Instead, our mind and our intention are working with the body, saying, hey, breath, I'm with you here. I'm going to bring some intention into this. Good, and then we'll feel the body helping the mind. And once the body starts to feel a little bit more at ease, a little bit more healthy, and that helps our mindset. We'll come to center, bring the forehead up to the knees. Good, and we'll send the legs up toward the ceiling. Let's point and flex, look at those feet and toes. And we'll do the same that we did with the neck and the shoulders here. Flexing, pointing, same thing we did with the wrists, ankle rotations. Feel yourselves connecting, purifying, and gaining awareness from the bones, through the flesh, through the tendons, into that skin. Good. Now, if you're comfortable doing so, we're going to do a happy baby. So you can bring your hands behind your knees. Now, and then you could hold here or maybe hold the feet. I'm in no way saying that anything has to be done in this kind of order. I'm just sharing my practice this morning with you. If it gives you ideas of things that you want to do every day this week, great. So if you're comfortable doing this, great. Some of us are not. This is a very revealing pose. So let's not traumatize our mind. So if you'd rather keep the inner thighs together, go ahead. Happy baby. Feel your spine against the floor. Feel your abdomen doing that abdominal breath. Good. I'm going to straighten the legs up toward the ceiling, reaching the arms overhead. And in one solid piece, bring myself all the way upright. And then take it back down. And then bring ourselves back up. Try not to perfect. We're just flowing. And I just called myself out there because I was like, I got to make this perfect for the camera. Lifting it back up. And some of y'all know if you've been to the studio, I don't care if I'm perfect. I mean, I want to show all the flaws, the foibles. Foibles, good word of the day, right? And so just letting go of any need for perfection is another great way to bring Saucha or purity and acceptance of where we are. Feel the core working with the mind, working with the flesh. I hope that some of you have some young family members with you, because if they're with you, they'll be like, hey, we can do that. Is this yoga? Sure is. I'm very aware of my spine, my relationship to gravity, my gaze looking up at the ceiling. Maybe there's a little bit of heat building. Good. And we need that heat to cleanse things away, right? You need that heat. Let's breathe in and lift. Exhale, come on forward. First time here, maybe have those knees bent. Now here that abdominal breath can really help massage the organs against the thighs. And it might be exactly the opposite of where you want to be. You might feel too smushed. But it's in that smushing, right, where we massage and knead things. I've been making bread lately, so when you're kneading, right, that smush that's necessary for activation, for cleansing, to dislodge whatever is stuck. And then we'll roll the spine up. Good. Let's do those leg vibrations. Oh, hey, camera. What's going on? Why is it so fuzzy? There it is. All right, let's shake. Oh, maybe it was my own eyes. I don't have my glasses on. You guys didn't hold me. Belinda's got to hold herself accountable for that. Be a grown-up, Belinda. Wear your glasses. Got it. Point and flex. And now sitting up tall, feel your root structure and lift the spine. So when I say the root structure, everything that's on the earth is it anchoring you down, your legs and your butt bones. And now let everything in the upper body lift. Feel the muscles that have to help you do that. Okay. Abdominal breath. Very easy for us to start to come into this kind of space right here. Start to tighten all of our guts. Bloop. Let it out. Breath in and twist. Inhale. Twist. And now let's stay here for a few breaths and notice what changes. Can you start to make little adjustments, either in the lower body or the upper body, on the amount of tension, so that you can find an easy space of breathing and being here? And release. You can hold that for more breaths if you need. Breath in and twist. So in the amount of time, sometimes when we're in hold practices where we're holding a pose, sometimes we don't know what it is that we need to be doing, and sometimes all we're doing is forcing more, and we're getting more and more tense, and we're disliking where we are. Can you find that equal space where you're not fighting or forcing, and you're not just hanging out doing nothing either? Breath in, breath out. Let's gently release. Inhale, feel those ribs, feel your abdomen, and exhale, and roll it up. Now we might start to feel the back of those legs a little bit more. Let's just start to flow back and forth. Not forcing anything. Come back into the body scanning. What areas of the body are talking to you? For me, it's in my left sacrum here today. And so I'm going to ease up. It doesn't want me to go that far forward. But my right side is like, hey, I'm good. So I'm actually leaning a little bit more weight onto the right side because it's saying, give me more. And my left side is going, not so much. Cleansing, detoxifying also can lead us into a space of honesty. And that's in the first limb of yoga, the yamas. So I've got to be honest with myself and how I'm treating myself. I want to come on back to center. Let's make our way on over to our hands and our knees. So welcome if you're new. This is our home yoga practice live. Our theme this week is Saucha or purity. Let's bring our wrists under our shoulders, our knees under our hip bones. All right. Now, if your wrists are sensitive, go ahead and bring your hands to a fist and rest on the knuckles. That can take some of the pressure out. And we're going to work on a little bit of bowing and flexing in the spine. Breathe in, drop the belly down, lift the gaze, tilt the tailbone up. Exhaling, rounding the spine. Start to make your way. Try not to let this become rote, where you're just going tick and tock. Okay? Pause, feel, make it as sensuous as you want. Maybe inspect. Hey, there's a section of my belly. What does it do when I do this and when I do that? And just follow it and notice, that clenches. I never noticed that. Or maybe one rib. I usually like to just count ribs and say, is there a rib in my chest I am unaware of? Am I only aware of a swath of ribs? Good. And make our way to a neutral space. I'm going to reach the left leg back. Reach that right arm forward. Exhale, elbow to knee, knee to elbow. Maybe that is enough for you. Breathe in and reach. Maybe we're a little wobbly here. It's okay to be wobbly. Let's find some acceptance. Exhale, elbow to knee. If you're still with it, then we can kind of prime that pump. Reaching and bringing it in, right? And that reaching in that spaciousness to let out what we don't need. Exhale, drawing in, cultivating that inner power. Inhale, making room for that breath, your organs, your diaphragm. Exhale, bringing it in. Let's reach and make space for some kindness. Remember to treat ourselves well. Exhale, drawing in our power without force. And I'll bring the hand and the knee down. Maybe shake something out. What's getting compressed? Be attentive. And then I'm going to get ready to find the other side. You don't have to go at my pace. You don't have to do side to side. You could come back to this later. Breathe in. Exhale. Bring it in. Inhale. Reach. Maybe there's some heat building. Exhale. Bring it in. Inhale. You reflect on what this means for you. What are you practicing? What are we cleansing? What are we making room for? And I'll bring the hand and the knee down. I'm going to tuck my toes and lift my hips up, dropping the head down, letting my head come beneath my heart for the first time today. Now you could pedal the heels, your knees could remain soft. Remember what I said about perfect thinking, right? That's some stinking thinking. So we're not perfect. Enjoy everything that is flawed. Maybe it's your thinking that's flawed. Occupy being in your body here. Breathe in and breathe out. We'll bring those knees down. I'm going to bring the forearms down. Stretch the right leg back. Put the toe down. Feel length. Where's the breath? And I'm going to bring that knee in, reach the other leg back, push that heel back. Bring that knee in. I'm going to bring the palms down one more time and then make my way back up to down dog. Now, maybe you kiss a down dog and you had to come back down to your knees. That's great. That purity can also be about our intention. And, that's a kicker sometimes because we say, I always wanted to practice. I just never did it. I meant to practice yesterday. I never did it. And if we bring Saucha into that, let's be honest with ourselves and have a pure thought about it. Have a pure thought about why you're here right now. And if you want it to be here, then how are you letting that come out of you purely? Don't make it look like mine. Don't make it look like what it looked like yesterday for you or 20 years ago to you. Meet yourself in a pure state of where you are genuinely today. Breathe in. Breathe out. I'm going to bring my left knee down and step the right foot up. Now I'm just going to tuck the back toes and bring that back foot flat. You might need to step it up a little bit, okay? Aim your left toes to the front left corner of your mat. Bend the right knee. And we're going to rise up for Warrior One. All right, so this is our first time standing. Hey, bring this right hip back, left hip forward just a little bit, just so that I can aim my hip bones forward. Purely and genuinely meet yourselves where you are. Purely and genuinely meet your intention. Eyes open, hear the sounds around you, fully occupy this space physically, fully occupy it with breath. And then if you want to make more spaciousness in that upper body, can we use lifting as a way to invite spaciousness? Where are you feeling the spaciousness? In the chest cavity, in the shoulder sockets, in the hips, in between your toes, spaciousness. Breathing in, maybe a heart lift or a back bend. I said maybe. Hands coming down. We'll bring the left knee down. Step that right knee back. And I'm going to step the left foot forward. I'm just going to trade it out. I'm going to tuck the back toes. Finding my way for my Warrior One on this side. Aiming those right toes to the front right corner of the mat. Bending my left knee. I'm going to bring myself up. Now, if you needed support, go ahead and give yourself support to bring yourselves up. Ooh, feeling this side. Be in your breath. Be in the capacity of all of the new and fresh that you can take in. And the need that you're going to collaborate with your body to express out. And we'll lift and make space. Space, feel that space in as many places in your body. Invitation. It's an invitation, not forcing. And now exhale. I'm just going to bring the hands down and step the back leg up. Make sure your feet are on an even line. They don't have to be together. And roll the spine up. And we'll practice our mountain. What feels spacious and at ease in standing strong and tall with nowhere to go. And how liberating and spacious of a feeling is that? Okay, feel your bones, feel your flesh, feel your skin. And we're going to do the twist. Remember, twisting helps sloth. This is also a nice little practice from my Qigong practices where the tops of the wrists are lightly tapping your kidney space, okay? Light tapping. Encouraging some stimulation and activation of those kidneys. And those kidneys are key toward removing toxins out of our body. Come on, kidneys. Loosen the spine. Remember spaciousness in the twist. What feels free and what feels locked up. We want spaciousness. Can you lift the spine, lift the chest, make some more space in between our joints? And we'll come to center. We're going to come back to heating some things up, right? So make modifications as you need. We're going to do a few sun salutations. Breathing in and lifting. Look up. Use those eyes. Exhale, forward fold. Those knees could be bent. Remember that we're compressing our organs against our thighs. Breathe in and lift the spine. Remember space. Can you feel space in between your ribs and each vertebrae in your spine? Don't be in a hurry. Palms come down. We're going to step back to whatever version of plank you want. I'm going to do hands and knees first. Nipples over thumbs. Breath in. Exhale, elbows, shave the ribs, and we're controlling our descent, not just dropping ourselves to the earth. Good. Walk the thumbs back alongside your ribs. Breathe in and lift the chest. Keep the hips down. Cobra, space, not strain. Exhale to hands and knees. Tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. And now we're upside down. Breathe in. See things from this perspective. Cleanse our lens. Opening ourselves to seeing from a new vantage point. Breathe in. Exhale. I'm going to bring the right knee down. Step the left foot up. Step the right foot up. If you don't need to do that transition and you can just step up, great. Breathe in, half flat back. Those knees could be soft or straight. Don't lock the knees. Forward, fold, let go. Accept where we are. Inhale. Let's bring it all the way up. Good. And exhale all the way down. I'm going to do this modification here. We're going to bend the knees, pull the butt back, lift the chest. Chair. Some of y'all might be like, what's a modification? That ain't a modification on chair. Feels like a same old chair to me. At least that's me talking to myself. All right, so we're in that chair. Those feet can be apart. If they are apart, keep the knees apart. If the feet are together, bring the knees together, okay? You don't want something like this. All right, and that's just to protect your knees. I mean, if you feel like that's your sass, then have your sass. Breathe in. Woo! Belinda just almost totally fell over. Ha. Breath in. Exhale, forward, fold. Ha. Let's do that again. Deep breath. Make a sound. Ha. Shaking the head. I'm going to step the left foot back foot flat, rising up. Warrior one. Breathe in. Exhale. Let's twist it open to the right. Inhale. And hands down, step the left foot up, choose where you want your feet to be. I'm going to do another chair. Let that heat build. Weights in the heels, lifting the chest. Breath in. Where's the space in your lungs? Breath out. Let that upper body go. Ha. Stepping the right foot back, making your way up to warrior one. Have a pure and clean intention about where you are now, because if you're getting really fatigued, it does not help for you to be pushing yourself beyond your edge. Breathe in, exhale, twisting it open space. Where can you feel spaciousness? That spaciousness is going to let that breath come in and ventilate and aerate. Breathe in, coming back up. Exhale, hands down. I'm going to bring both knees down. Step back to whatever version of plank is yours. I'm going to do extended plank this time. Breath in. Exhale, controlling our way down. Feel your breath. Feel the heat in your body. See what's around you. Inhale. Cobra. Try to loosen the butt cheeks, okay? You're clenching those. We want space back there too. Exhale to hands and knees. Tucking the toes. Lifting the hips, downward facing dog. Let's do that one more time if you feel like you've got it in you, okay? So we're going to do a modified sun salute A and a modified sun salute B. Breathe in. Exhale, look forward, make your way up to the top of your mat. Feeling continuity, that commitment to yourself. Breath in, breath out, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. We're going to release those arms, and we're going to twist, 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 twist. Feel your breath here. Feel your feet here. Oh, how are you occupying your body? Is your force of twist knocking you over? Could you close your eyes? What are we experiencing? Good, I'm going to come to center, breathing in, maybe a back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Feel that compression. Maybe you're warmed up and you can bring those arms behind the calves. Breath in, lengthen space. Palms down, step back to whatever plank is yours. Lowering down with control. Breathe out, laugh out loud if your control went splat. Breathe in, cobra. Some of you want to practice up dog. Tops of the toes are down. Knees are off the floor. Feel the hips sending forward, chest up, shoulders down, space still. Feel that abdominal breath. And if you can't, lower yourself to an area where you can. Don't sacrifice your breath in your practice. Downward facing dog eventually. Breathe in. Ha, shake the head, look forward, step, walk, maybe jump the feet up. Breath in, lift the spine, half flat back. Exhale, forward fold, chair pose. Breathing, sinking, lifting. Some of you stay in that chair or come forward and find a twist in the chair. Some of you might be like, no way. Release, coming back. For those who are hanging out in that chair, just watching, cool, that's your space. Be honest. Also be honest about whether you needed to give yourself a try at this. Breathing in, twist. Woo, breathing out, coming forward, maybe smiling, and forward, full deep breath. Make some sound. Ha. Hands down, step the left foot back foot flat. Maybe you're lengthening it. Maybe you want to stretch a little deeper in this and bring ourselves up. Meet yourselves where you are. And where we are right now is different from where we were when we started this class. So we've already changed. So remember that present is a moving target. So be sure that you're meeting yourself where you are right now and you're in that space of capacity, spaciousness, depth of breath, and twist. How much space are we expanding out of that heart? Breath, bringing ourselves back up, hands coming down. I'm going to step that back leg up. I'm going to step the right leg back foot flat. Ha, take your breath with you. We're here to cleanse and purify, not stifle or get anything backed up or stuck. Check in with your mind, your intention, your physical body. Where's your spaciousness, your calm? And twist. What's that inner voice saying to you about yourself, your self-image, your abilities, your strengths, whatever it is you consider your flaws? Bring it in. Come on back up. Offer the heart. And we'll bring the hands down. I'm going to step the back knee down. I'm going to bring the other knee back. Good. First child's pose of the day. So maybe widen the knees if you like and let the hips fall down in between those thighs. Some of you can do the compression of bringing the knees closer together and let the tummy compress. If you need, and you need to move tummy flesh, you might need to lift tummy flesh up over the thighs to make a little bit more room. Others actually find folding down may work a little bit better for them. I do encourage that you eventually work from a wide-legged child's pose to a more narrow one. You can go and do different versions of it in any practice and feel that difference, because this actually not only is great for massaging your organs, but lengthening the spine. The wide knee helps the hips and the sacrum a little bit more. Breathe in. Breathe out. And we'll gradually bring ourselves up. And I'm going to bring the legs around out in front of me. I'm going to cross into a cross-legged space. Crisscross applesauce for you. I'm in half lotus for me. I'm going to take the left arm across, hook under it. You could just grab it and give yourselves a hug and twist to the right. Sit up tall. Remember that abdominal breath. How much space are you making in as many ribs in your rib cage as you can? Grow tall through the back of the neck. Can you feel space in the vertebrae of your neck? How about your jaw, your mouth? Do you have tension or space? And release. Other side. Hook or hug. Breath in. And twist. No goal in mind. Meet yourselves where you are. If you're feeling stuck somewhere, that's where the body is saying stop. Or can you honor it? Honor it with a pure intention. And then invite that cleansing breath. Invite the transformation that comes with breath. And let's gently release. Awesome. I'm going to thread the fingers in between the toes, one set of toes with one set of fingers. And let's flex and point. Ooh, let's feel the toes, feel the foot. Ankle rotations. What's going on in the fibers in the feet, in the toes, in the sole of the foot? Feel those bones, feel those tendons. Do they want to move? How free and open and clear are these channels? I'm going to release those toes, massage, palpate and massage yourselves. Work the ankles, feel the bones, feel tendons. Woo, feel a nerve bundle like I just did, right? And at least it said, I'm connected to that as a part of my body. Not like, oh, well, what the heck happened there? What is that? No, it's like, oh, I actually knew where it was and I poked it on purpose. Let's breathe. And then wake that foot up. Stimulate. Vibrate. Activate. All right. And let's find the other side. Toes. Other side. Flex and point. Ooh. Ankle rotations. And other direction. And then massage. Nerve bundle on this side is not nearly as angry. Achilles tendon. How you doing? And wake that up. Good. I'm going to open the legs out wide. We really haven't had a wide hip space here today. And so the more that we can activate those joints as well, we've done a lot of the joints in the upper body. So working in just in this different direction, feeling possibility. Flex the toes. So that's pointing them towards your face, pushing the backs of the legs down. Space, space, lifting, abdominal breath. Really let that tummy go. Sitting up tall, breath in and twist. Choose a direction. Are you still in the legs, pushing down? Are you still growing tall? Are you making space or are you tensing around all of your joints? And let's release. What got loosened up in there? I felt something like, a little loose over here on this hip. Breath in and twist. Meanwhile, on this side, that hip is like, yeah, I'm going to fight you to my dying days, Belinda. I'm like, oh, okay. Glad that's working for you, hip. Breath in. Breath out. Now I'm going to come forward and up. Now remember, spaciousness in the rib cage and the spinal vertebrae. How much can we try to lengthen and aerate? Feel the fibers in the backs of your thighs. Stretching, making space. And let's release, twist, and flow a little. Breathe in, breathe out. Beautiful. Now we're going to calm the center and walk it forward. Now, some of you might want those hands right here. That's legit. Pull the chin and chest. Remember what I said, space in the upper body and chest. Shoulders back, pulling, lengthening, abdominal capacity. Feel your whole body breathing. Can you feel that breath expanding beyond the lungs, through the rib cage, through your skin? And we'll bring the spine back up. How about one more time? Some of you can bring the hands onto the shins. Others of you could actually hold on to the toe and lengthen. Be where you are today. Don't go with the memory of yesterday. So I just had to let that go. My body's like, not at this hour, Belinda. Maybe in another hour we might come down to that floor. Breath in. Breath out. And I had to clear my intention of any sort of ego or arrogance and then greet myself with a more pure intention of, oh, this is where we are right now. Alrighty, I'm going to bring these legs in and invite us to come into lying down on our backs. Across my right ankle above my left knee and bring that left knee in. Now, some of you can bring those hands and thread the needle behind that left hamstring or around that left leg. And that's fine. Some like to bring their hands on top of the left knee. You could even use a strap for this, especially if our thighs are too thick for us to really pull that in very well. Spine resting on the floor. Feel the joint in that right hip. Breath in. Breath out. So we got a lot of combo going on here, and it's really easy to feel the tummy up against the thighs or the legs for that massage. How about being aware of your breath expanding a circle behind you into the floor, massaging the back of your organs into the back of your spine, into the floor. I'm going to gently release that and switch. Oh. Just be with your breath, with the intention of using the breath as the purifier, the aeration, the ventilation, aware of drawing in that fresh new burst of oxygen, cleansing potential fuel, breathing out everything that is exhausted, our human exhaust. And release. Both feet down, getting ready for a bridge. But first, let's bring some activation, stomp, stimulation. Feel that circulation in your feet, the bones in your ankles. Rest the arms down alongside the waist. Press down and lift. Now we're feeling more of that gravitational pull, that gravity here, feeling our organs and our blood flow kind of pooling here. Right, so we're actually bathing some of these organs with the blood because the blood is carrying that oxygen here. Bathing our brain with some fresh oxygen. Lift the chin a little so that you're not crimping the neck. Breath in, let that tummy breathe, that bilge pump. And let's lower the spine down. If you're comfortable doing so, bottoms of the feet together, knees open. Last time that we can be in an open hip space. But yet again, this is a very vulnerable, revealing space. So if you're not comfortable doing that, you can just straighten the legs. Or rather, you could actually bring the knees together, feet wide, and feel the opposite. Actually, I'm going to stick with that. Wherever you are, let's have some quietude. Invite the stillness into the body and the mind. What is a still mind? Clean and clear mind. From wherever we are, let's stretch out, nice big long stretch. Let's open the legs wide, arms wide, like we're making a snow angel. Take up space. Expand your awareness beyond the confines of this very limited body. And when you're ready, we'll come on up to a seated space. We'll get ready to close out. I'm going to bring us down. Oh, didn't mean that to happen. We'll bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Reflect on your intention for your practice today, what you observed. And how might any of this reflection help you through your day? Hands to the heart center if you wish to join. All that is kindness and love in me is deeply grateful for all of the kindness and love that is within you. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga, and this has been our home yoga practice live. Theme today, Saucha, or purity, cleanliness. Namaste. Thank you all so very much, Carla, Stephanie, Sarah, Alexandria, for joining us today. I will stick around. I'm not going to knock it right offline immediately. So if you do have any questions or just any thoughts or comments about Saucha, please feel free to make a comment here. And if you're just shy or you don't want to hear, you can always send me an email to info@justbeyoga.com or hit a message on Facebook or YouTube. So as I said, if you've been following along with home yoga practice this year, we will continue it into 2021, but I will be making Tuesday's a theme day. And then after that, all of the rest will be purely on YouTube on Wednesday through Friday. But I am also going to then intersperse different days for different things. So I'll have a basic day. I'm going to have a chair yoga day and a power day. So it might go just in that order. That Wednesday will be basics. So we'll still extend the theme, but we'll be doing it in a more beginner kind of basic kind of way. And then the Thursday, don't hold me to the day of the week. I haven't committed yet. But we'll be doing a chair yoga and then home yoga power. So how do we start to bring ourselves into a more power space? You don't have to hit these live. I love having the company, but you can hit them on demand. So please don't feel like, oh, well, I missed it at 10:30, so I can't do it at all. No, that's the great beauty about making your own yoga plan. You could say, okay, I'm going to do this theme, and then here's the time that I'm going to do it on whatever day of the week. And if I want to tap into the practice that I saw online, great. Or I'm going to do it myself and just check in here now and again to get some nuggets. I'd love to know how you all are doing with your home yoga practice. It really helps me know, okay, am I delivering in a way that's meaningful, that can actually help people access their practice? Hope that you're not just here to watch me be a goofball in front of the computer camera. I mean, whatever works for you, right? Hey, Carla. So thank you. Kindness thoughts. Oh, speedy recovers. Yes. Thank you very much, Carla. And they are getting a little bit better, bit by bit, but still extremely weak. Not out of, I don't know when you're out of the woods with COVID, it just seems like, it can come and boomerang back at you. It's definitely a challenge that's been presented in many of our paths. And even for those of us who are just holding space and trying to be supportive, it's extremely challenging. So thank you so much. Sarha, no, it does not mean chair pose the whole time. No, but you could ask your rents if they wanted to plug in, grab a chair, and we will be doing yoga using the chair, often seated in the chair or standing using the chair for some access to balance. So, no, we're not going to be doing any chair. Like, you want to do a whole hour of chair yoga practice? You go for it. All right, everyone. Thank you all so very much. Always great to see you all. I love your support of Just Be Yoga. If it's in your heart or your pocket, please feel free to drop a donation into the bucket, paypal.me/justbeyoga. And I hope to see you all soon. Namaste.